Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Produk from the Life of Produk Podcast. Like you guys know, today's episode is sponsored by Tyler's Outlet. Tyler's Outlet is having an amazing deal. Everything is 50% off. Humidifiers starting at $19. Ever heard of 4K? They have 8K aerial drones starting at $89. Use promo code FREE4ME. That is free, the number 4, me, $, on any order over $50. Tell me your boy Produk sent you. I'm out, baby. Yeah.
You are now listening to the Life of Produk Podcast.
Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Produk from the Life of Produk Podcast. It's episode 101. Shouts out to the homie H. Jones. He came through for episode 100. Episode 100 was dope, man. The homie came through. We did like a nice 40-minute interview. We chopped it up. My guy is about to drop a new record. He's acting. He's down at ATL doing his thing. Yo, today is episode 101. I got the homie DJ Bloc in the building. What's good, my guy?
What's good? What's going on, bro?
What's good, Brooklyn?
I'm chilling.
Yo,
I'm
listen,
good.
it's are you a God-fearing man?
Of course.
Yo, it's crazy how God and the universe works. I first met DJ Bloc, I can't remember the year, but we used to work together. But yeah, well, see, you got a good memory.
It's probably like 2012.
Yeah, it might have been. And yo, we was in what's called the Zone 1 break room. We used to work at JFK. JFK was different, brother.
Facts.
I remember the first conversation, I was really impressed with you. You were telling me about the things you was doing with music and the DJing and stuff like that. And it's crazy because we both ended up from Brooklyn to here. It's like a 718 to 704 thing. You know what I'm saying? This is stuff you can't make up.
Facts.
Well,
I feel you.
Yo, okay, so I asked every New Yorker I meet out here, right? Because I know a lot of New Yorkers. What type of New Yorker are you? Are you the happy that you transition, or are you the disgruntled one that complains there's no bodegas?
Nah, I'm happy, bro.
Yo, word. So
Yeah,
forget
I'm
the bacon,
happy.
egg, and cheese. You know what I'm saying?
I'm good without that because I had that. I mean, I had that my whole life, bro. So it's like, I mean, I adapted to change, bro. I'm good with change. You know,
that's
what I'm saying?
great.
Like Brooklyn has this thing, and I appreciate it for what it's given me growing up.
Yeah,
like basically my building blocks, my foundation.
Exactly.
But I don't need a bacon, egg, and cheese. If I need it, I'll make it at home.
Exactly. Because
you know
it's about transition, man, and it's about elevation. And a lot. I noticed a lot of people, because I went back in June. And it was great, but I was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Because the last day I was there, I had to get up dumb early and move the whip, and I couldn't find parking. So I was double parked, sleep for like an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? I don't miss that.
Nah, I mean, so do I miss Brooklyn? Certain things I miss about it, but it's not enough for me to be like, yo, I need to go back.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's not enough for me to want to go back.
Rent is crazy. You could own something here and for like half price.
Yeah, it's
then,
more
you know what I'm saying?
more about my family right now. You know what I'm saying?
And that's
having a foundation and making sure that they good. Which I was still good in New York, but I just wanted to change. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I seen that. But I didn't know that it would have been Charlotte.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Charlotte's changed a lot because when I told you, I first came out here in 98, University area didn't even look how it looked. It was dirt. Yeah. It was a lot different. You know what I'm saying? But Charlotte has always been lit, though. That's the thing, man. A lot of people slept on Charlotte for a long time. It's kind of like, I look at it like a mini Atlanta.
Yeah.
Now, thank God we got traffic here, but thank God it's not Atlanta traffic.
Right.
But it's kind of like, it gives me like mini Atlanta vibes. But it's crazy because like, the thing about, I noticed in North Carolina, everything is kind of black and white, whereas in New York, especially Brooklyn, Black people from all over the world live there. I grew up in Crown Heights, so I grew up around Jamaican, Trini, Bajan, Haitian, everything.
Same thing, Flatbush, right?
Exactly.
Nah.
So you grew up in Flatbush, you get it. You know what I'm saying?
It's full.
Exactly.
It's multicultural.
So, but you're starting to see multiculturalism coming to North Carolina. I think it's about time. I think it should have been happening.
Yeah, I think so. Like a lot of people ask me that about like Charlotte. They be like, "Yo, like, what is it like out there? Like, is it my fault, bro?
Oh, you good, man?
They like, is it like is it only like white people? Like, there's no black. I'm like, yo, honestly, Charlotte is kind of multicultural too.
It is.
There's a lot of people with different walks of life.
Yeah.
And we all kind of live amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? It's not kind of segregated, kind of like New York is. You know what I'm saying? Like we like you live in Brooklyn, you live in Flatbush, Crown Heights. You kind of got a lot of Caribbean people that live around there. Yeah. But you ain't really got others. No. You know what I'm saying? You may have a few Puerto Ricans or Dominicans, but it's not. You're not gonna have Indians. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like out here, like my block where I live at, my neighbor is black. My other neighbor is white. My other neighbor's Indian. My other neighbor's Asian.
And I think
you know
that's a beautiful thing, man.
Right.
We need that. I think the newer generation needs to see that, just with everything going on, because it's kind of shaky, you know what I'm saying, in America right now. But I think that, especially in a place like here, because so when I first came in 98, a lot of Mexicans were moving here, and a lot of Asian people were moving here, a lot of Hmongs. Yeah. But people here didn't understand the concept. They just thought all Asian people was Chinese. And it's like, no, Asia's huge. You know what I'm saying? You got different nationalities. coming from there, but I don't think they were ready for that. I think now they're ready for that, especially in Charlotte.
It's the same like blacks, you know what I'm saying? Like we have a lot of different nationalities between black. Like you can't just be like, yo, everybody's black. Like nah, bro. Like we all skin color dark, but we all got different cultures, you know what I'm saying? Caribbean, we got African, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We got Dominicans, which are black, you know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of different things in it, but you know, some people gotta understand that, you know, it's kind of like, it's kind of, you know, I don't want to say ignorant, but like to say like all people are Chinese or like
that's crazy.
It's not really that way. You know what I'm saying?
It's
and
wild.
I understand why they get offended if you tell them that in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
And they kind of got a right to be offended by that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of messed up. You know what I'm saying? I think when we don't take our time and do our due diligence to understand other people, we kind of like selling ourselves short. You know what I'm saying? Because knowledge is key in a lot of this. And, you know, I feel like understanding other cultures, it'll help us professionally, too. It shows that, you know, by being willing and open-minded to be around other people and learn from other people, it kind of helps you in the long run. But finally it's happening in North Carolina. Finally it's happening. They got a few areas that
let's just say Charlotte.
Sure, just say,
it's a lot, bro. North Carolina's super big, bro.
It is. Yo, and it's different, too, because you can go an hour and a half to Greensboro is a totally different world. Because I remember years ago, and I was just coming to visit, Charlotte was more like Atlanta-ish, but Greensboro, they had like a real New York vibe. Like a lot of New Yorkers was out there. A lot of them, and a lot of artists from up, you know, top was coming in to perform. Mobb Deep used to perform a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, New York and North Carolina got a lot of connections. Bro. Like a lot.
I got a bone to pick with my peoples because we were supposed to go see Prodigy and have it perform in Greensboro years ago. When we got there, they was charging 40. It was like, we ain't paying 40 at the door. I'm like, fam, like, come on. You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's Mobb Deep.
It's Mobb Deep. Like, so I kind of, I missed out on that.
And it's because sometimes us as New Yorkers, we like, what? Like, they from Queens, bro. What you talking about?
From $40.
The next
borough.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
But you got to understand, like, people who don't have what we had in New York with hip-hop, like 50 years of hip-hop, like we've seen it.
Yeah, we have.
Growing to what it's growing
That's
to, right?
That's a fact, yo.
So, not saying that North Carolina didn't get to see that, but someone who lives in Greensboro ain't really have the connection we had the connection from Brooklyn to Queens.
That's a fact,
to understand, you know, Queensbridge, the biggest projects in America. You know, to have Mobb Deep is sometimes we look at it as like, oh, that's nothing. Like, but nah, bro.
That's a big thing,
Mobb Deep is a big thing. You know, sometimes we take it for granted because it's like, yo, it's up the block.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and you know, it's funny you mentioned Queensbridge. So I got an ex, her mom's is from Queensbridge.
Oh, bro.
So I had to go to her mom's crib one time, right? And it was my first time going. I was like, so well, your mother building that, but it was on the street because if it was in the middle, I wasn't going.
Yeah.
Because you know New York, project rule number 101, right?
You don't go.
You don't go. If you're not from there, you don't go. If you don't got family there, you don't go.
Right.
If you got no family, if you got family there, you can walk through it. But if you don't got family, you can't walk through it.
It's not that easy.
Nah, V. It's like going through a jungle. If the building ain't on the street side, nah.
Yeah.
So
you gotta go through the courtyard.
You got just walking in the building. There's like 20 heads outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? They checking you like, who you here to see? You know what I'm saying?
A lot of places is like that.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I've been to a couple PJs out here. And I ain't gonna front. I forgot what city I was in. I went there. It was like, yo, come to the projects. I went, had an upstairs and a downstairs. I was like, yo, this is nice. Like, it was like, yo, this ain't nice.
This ain't like New York projects.
I was like, yo, you got carpet. This is nice. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no elevators. I don't smell urine. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people in North Carolina haven't realized how great they had it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They take a lot for granted. But it's kind of one, I guess, you know, if me and you was raised here, we might have been the same way, you know, lifestyle.
Yeah. I don't know if I could imagine being raised here though.
I thank God I wasn't. I love living here, but I'm happy I came here with the knowledge that I had, and you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's a cool state. I met a lot of great people. Out here. One thing I have respected out here is a lot of the trades that they have. You got a lot of people that do construction. You got a lot of people that build and stuff like that. Like I got family in South Carolina, and they built. Well, he's old. My cousin older now, but he had a company. He was building houses from the ground up.
Right.
Like that's something I wish I would have been able to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? There's no shade on not growing up here, but you know, sometimes when you grow up somewhere and you kind of learn that way of life and that's what you know. Yeah. To try to compare it to somewhere else where you're seeing now starting to grow, because you got to understand New York City is already grown. Yeah. It's when we were born, it was already established, bro. So it's like we walking outside, there's buildings everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So that's not like now we're seeing Charlotte starting to develop buildings. We got cranes everywhere.
Dude, that's crazy now.
You know
and I'm seeing other cities building apartment buildings now.
Right.
And I forgot what city it was I was driving through for business, and I was like, yo, they putting because they never had that before.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, yo. But hold that though, we gotta take a quick break. This is episode 101 of the Life of Produk Podcast. I got DJ Bloc in the building with me. Today's episode is sponsored by Tyler's Outlet. Go to tylersoutlet.store. Use promo code FREE for me $. That's free, the number for me $. Telling you boy Produk sent you. We'll be right back. Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Produk. We're now back with the Life of Produk Podcast, episode 101. Yo, we've been moving, baby. Shouts out to the new YouTube subscribers. Shouts out to Anchor, which is now Spotify for podcasters. We on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn. We pretty much everywhere. If you Google Life of Produk, if you need sponsorship, interviews, and advertising, it is lifeofproduct@gmail.com or KORPORATE.ENT, corporate with the K @gmail.com. Episodes 101 through 105, all advertising is 50% off. I got the homie DJ Bloc in the building.
Yo,
look, you ever try producing?
Yeah, I got some.
You got some
beats and stuff.
Yo, because I told my brother, I said, yo, DJs make the best producers.
Bro, I wanted to ask you real quick. What was the conversation we had back in 2012? Do you remember what we was talking about?
I know there was food involved because we was eating, and somebody mentioned something that we just got on a whole thing about. For like an hour straight about music and DJing and stuff.
Yeah.
And you was telling me like you was doing, I think you was doing Sirius XM at the time.
I'm still doing it.
You still doing Sirius XM. That's a big thing. How did you hope, first of all, how did you get that? You know what I'm saying? How did, I want to know the story behind that.
Man, it was so long ago. It's so crazy that I've been doing it for this long.
Yeah.
And so I spend on Sirius, right? It's like, once a month, but it's almost like it's might 10 years right now.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? So what it was, somebody that I knew had a connection to, so Jamie Foxx had a radio station.
Okay.
It was called Foxhole Radio.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Right?
Yeah.
He had a radio station, and somebody that I know had a connect for DJs to try to spin on it.
Oh, okay.
And then when I reached out, you gotta submit your mix or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Meet a few people. They want to make sure that you could actually play music.
Yeah.
But it never worked out.
Okay.
I didn't get to DJ on there. And then I guess my name or like my mix was circling in the queue of Sirius XM because it's like a bunch of different stations at that location.
Yeah.
So I guess somebody got a hold of my mix on the joint. It was called the Joint 42 at that time.
Okay.
So somebody got a hold of my mix and it was like a Caribbean mix or whatever. But I play hip hop, dancehall, all of that, right?
Yeah.
So they got and then they reached out to me and then it went from there.
Yeah.
And then I just been doing it. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like more of like, yo, because I ain't have nothing to stand on. I just really asked. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, sometimes you just got to ask the question. Like they could only say one or two things.
Yeah, because yes or no.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, a lot of situations popped off for me by just asking or just, just.
I think a lot of people got this fear of being told no.
Yeah.
Like it kind of breaks the experience. So like the first time when you first submitted it, and I guess it was denied or whatever, did it bother you? Did it discourage you?
I don't really remember, or I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's been like, as a DJ, people will have like parties and stuff like that, and you kind of gotta submit yourself to actually play on a party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or actually, it's a constant yes or no.
Yeah.
So you can't let that discourage you on letting you not get to DJ on a party, or you know what I'm saying? So I never let it stop me. It's just more of like a motivation thing.
That's dope. What's the difference between DJing on the radio and DJing at a party? But besides not being able to if you did, because I know you do Power 98 too, which is what's up. I want to talk to you about that. But what would be the difference besides not being able to play explicit music? What's the transitions like? You know what I'm saying?
From clubs to radio? Yeah. So clubs is kind of like a free fall. So it's kind of like open. It's more of an open format. So I could really take them where I want. I mean, you can do that too on radio too, but radio you kind of still gotta have people listening. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta kind of play like, unless you have like a main show, like if you flex or something where you could really do what you really want to do. Yeah. I'm just a mix show DJ. Yeah. Right? You know what I'm saying? But not saying that's nothing, but you don't really have the same control as of like a Self or a Flex who's really in the station all the time. Like every day, nah, I'm gonna take this record, I'm gonna play it 4 times because I like it. You don't really have that when you're a mix show DJ, but in a club, I could do that if I want 4 times.
So in the club, you kind of going off the vibes of the crowd, right?
Right, in the club, you basically dictating the vibe of the club. Like I could take them certain places that I want, and I'm already 4 or 5 songs ahead. Before people even know I'm gonna play it. So I already know where it's gonna take them. So you could. A DJ can make and break your party though, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not easy what we doing, you know what I'm saying? But I've been doing it for so many years that I'm not saying I'm the best, but I really know what I'm doing. So I could actually take the crowd to another level. I could get them crazy or I could calm them down. It's control, you know what I'm saying? It's just like what you do with rapping, you know, with making music. You like, yo, this is the vibe that I'm going for. I want to turn them. I want them to feel this pain, or I want them to feel this love, or I want them to be like, yo, I'm gonna make something where they can work out to. You creating that vibe. So I'm doing that with records.
Crowd control is a really big thing, man. And I wanted to ask you that. Like, so you've been DJing for years. I'm pretty sure you was DJing during the vinyl era. I know you ain't got to carry crates no more.
No. Crates, the thing about it is different. Like I like best of both worlds, right? I don't want to carry crates. But it's a different feeling when you're playing records. You don't get that MP3, even when they had CDs, you just don't get that same, that when you put that needle on it, you get that like you don't get that. So I came from the era of playing records, right? Like my older brothers was DJs and they played sound systems and stuff like that, right? So you know in Brooklyn, Flatbush, Crown Heights, it's all sound systems,
they
right?
building it from custom.
So I had to pay my dues. You know what I'm saying? So I was there watching them do parties, watching them do John Jay College, and I was only in high school. I was at certain clubs with them when I wasn't supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting there, just watching the whole vibe. So I kind of had to like see how they curated the crowd and actually put in my first time. I remember my first time I was DJing. I think it was at John Jay College. I was still in high school. I was nervous as hell, bro. Like my brothers and them, they was like, yo, because they already know I could play. Right? But playing in the basement, in the house, DJing in the house is different from DJing in front of.
Way different.
And I was at John Jay College. I don't even know how much people. Probably like 500 to 1,000 people was at that party.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. You know what I mean? I was probably like 14, 15. I was in high school. I'm taking a needle and I'm putting it on the record. My hand is shaking, bro. I'm like this. They're like, yo, just calm down. And I played the record, and after that, it was just like,
it was go time.
It's just go time. Like you kind of forget, you know what I'm saying? But that was like, I remember those as one of my earliest memories. That's
dope.
As DJing and stuff like that. And
that's dope, man. I feel like stuff like DJing, producing, rapping, it all creates like a certain set of muscle memory. To where like even if you got to call last minute, oh, we need you here in an hour, you probably got like a set ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean now. With technology, it makes it a lot easier, right? But if you had that foundation, so I kind of build my crates in Serato. I kind of try to build them like how I had my actual crates, my records, but it don't line up like that, right? Because like the hard thing about like Serato, like if you played vinyl before and now that you're playing Serato is great. I love it, right? Because now I have access to music that I would have never bought. Because back in the days, you had to actually go buy those records. If you don't buy those records, you can't play it. So that's what separates you apart from another DJ on top of your skill set.
That's a fact.
If you ain't had that record, you can't play it, bro.
I knew dudes that was boosting records.
And when records come out, they sell out. You can't get it again unless they drop the album. Now you got to go buy the album because the single sold out, bro. Or they put it on white label. You know what I'm saying? It's a different time, but Serato is kind of like, the thing about Serato is kind of visual. It's hard because like if you don't see it, you don't remember it. You know what I'm saying? Because your computer, I probably got like 30, 40,000 songs on my computer. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not going to remember that Jay-Z record. I might not remember it. I know it, but I don't remember it. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm looking in a crate and I'm going through it and I'm like, oh, this record will work. I was going to ask you
that compared to that because, you know, you're looking at a screen, you see these little small letters in the name of it, but you digging through the crate and you see the logo or you see the Wu record, you see the big W on the side. You're like, oh, I got that. Let me throw cream on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how it was. You know what I'm saying? So now when you do Serato, you kind of got to make your crates or your playlist. You gotta make like a segment. Like, all right, I know these will work with it, and I gotta label that and make sure I remember. All right, cool. that's my New York crate that I know that's gonna get them crazy.
Facts.
And then I have another like a Harlem crate that I know that I could jump in, and it got all of the Harlem bangers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Huddy Six and all of that. Like I could go straight to that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you kind of gotta set your crates up so you remember, because you're not gonna remember.
Nah, you're really not. But hold that thought. We got to take a quick break. Shouts out to Anchor, which is Spotify for podcasters. Man, shouts out to the new YouTube subscribers. We will be right back with the third part of the show. Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Produk. We're now back with the Life of Produk Podcast, episode 101. Shouts out to Tyler's Outlet.store. They are the official sponsor for episode 101. Use promo code FREE4ME, $. That is free, the number 4ME, $, on any order over $50. Telling me your boy Produk sent you. I got the homie DJ Bloc in the building. Now, we did mention the Power 98 situation. I want to know what happened with that, man. What's good with that?
How did I get that?
How did you get that?
I asked.
I
asked, yo.
I gotta start speaking up more, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy, right? Because I moved to Charlotte in 2016.
Yeah.
And I ain't even gonna lie, like a lot of my DJ homies, when I left New York, they was like, yo, why? Like, why are you moving to Charlotte?
I got the same questions from people when I left New York and went to Jersey in 2016.
Yo, because at that time when I left New York, I probably was at that point where I was just about to climax, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just from DJing. and I kind of like put that to the back burner and just thought about my family and was like, yo, the DJ thing
family gotta come first, brother. And you know sometimes like God will speak to you without saying words, you just know it. Like you just feel it in your spirit.
Yeah, I just went off of faith, you know what I'm saying? So like, and so when I got here, I seen like one or two DJs that I kind of knew the name of, and I was like, yo, and like it's called On Track Disco, and then my boy in New York was On Track Disco. So I hit him. I'm like, yo, you in Charlotte? He was like, oh, nah, that's my cousin. I'm like, all right, cool. So I reached out to him. I was like, yo, what's good, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I know of you, such and such. And I was like, all right, cool. So I kind of got into like clubs really kind of quick when I got here. But then I had before Power 98, I was on 92.7 The Block.
Okay. Yeah.
I used to spin on that. I used to spin on that. And that was like, yo, then that was 2016. I reached out. I was like, yo, I did this and I did that. I sent it to them. They was like, all right, cool.
That's fire.
You get on. So I did that. I did a few mixes for them.
Yeah.
For like, you know, holiday weekends and stuff. And it's kind of the same thing I do for Power 98.
Yeah.
And I think Power 98, I reached out to one of the DJs and was like, yo, at first I reached out to them. They never answered me, bro.
Wow.
They never answered me. But I ain't never look at it like, yo, F them dudes or whatever like that.
Yeah, now you can't do that.
You know what I'm saying? It's business. You know, sometimes they don't see the email, they don't see the DM. You know what I'm saying?
Or they might have too many, and it's like they got to go through 20 of them, and they might just be randomly pick 2 or 3 to read. You know what I'm saying?
And then so I was spinning for 92.7 The Block up until the pandemic. But then when the pandemic happened, they kind of switched program directors, a whole bunch of different things. A lot of DJs that was spinning on there not even there no more. Some of the DJs that was actually in the building not there no more.
Wow.
But so that, you know, it kind of went to a different route. But then I got the plug for Power 98, and I've been doing that for the past like
that's fire
2-3 years since the pandemic. You know, I've been doing that every holiday weekend or whatever. So that's been great. You know what I'm saying? It's like Power 98, like I don't know if people know, that's like the Hot 97.
Yeah, that's what I was telling my son. Like, yo, Power 98, I got a lot of love for Power 98. Yeah. Because Power 98 was the first FM station to play my music. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And it's a crazy story because I had my son uncle had produced a record for me years ago, right? I had a car accident. Somebody rear ended me, right? Yeah. I'm in the crib, fresh out the chiropractor, angry, car in the shop, and so I did a show in Morganton, and Incognito, he's the program director now. When he was just spinning on the radio, I performed and I gave him the record. My brother was my hype man. I gave him the record. He was like, "Yo, I got you. I'm gonna play it." Right. 2 weeks later, right, my homeboy calls me and he was like, yo, turn the radio. They playing your song. I'm like, why you playing? I was like, I'm messed up. I'm in the crib right now. Yeah. He was like, turn the radio on. Played it. He played it the whole summer. So I got a lot of love for him. And matter of fact, I'm supposed to get Nolan and Larry up here soon because we spoke like a little over a year ago, but I wasn't. I had a lot going on. I wasn't ready to do it. Yeah. But I did a lot of shows with him years ago too. So Power 98 always showed me a lot of love.
Yeah,
man.
that's dope, yo. They really look out for a lot of local artists and stuff like that, and play their music. You know what I mean, and give chances like sometimes you'll hear a song and you'll hear a remix and you don't know who the artist is, but the artist is from Charlotte or North Carolina, somewhere around, you know, and they'll play that record, which is dope. You gotta support.
And I know how radio politics could be. And I remember they had, I think, like a Make It or Break It segment they used to do years ago. And I think it's fire though that I think more cities in North Carolina need to do that. I think it makes no sense that North Carolina, as far as rappers go, has less than a handful of rappers that pop. You got J. Cole from Fayetteville. Yeah. You got P.D. Pablo. He was from, I think he's from Raleigh or Greensboro. Was it Raleigh? I think he was from Raleigh.
It's from Raleigh.
From Raleigh. And what's the Baby? The Baby. Then the fourth rapper. Remember that song with the Baby and J. Cole, the other rapper on? He was like Betty's Ford till the wheels fall. He was from Charlotte too. Other than that, as far as rappers that really pop, not really that many. I thought there was a rapper from Greensboro and he used to do a lot of stuff with Fantasia Brother. I went to a couple of their parties or whatever. They used to be with Wile E. Coyote. I thought he was gonna pop, but I don't know what happened with that. But it's kind of North Carolina needs to support their local artists more.
Yeah, and the music industry has changed too. It has. It's making it kind of difficult. Yeah, for songs to actually. I just think it's kind of like the microwave era. Like music come out and you can't really. You can't really like fall in love with it because it's just the music is just moving so fast. It is. It is, man. It's tough. I feel like it's got oversaturated too, where like it's moving so fast. You put a record out, then you had artists that was dropping records every week at one point, and then the fans became so accustomed to it. Right. It's like if you ain't doing it, you know what I mean? I feel like we in the crack era of music. Right. Even though the crack era was the 80s of music, crack was like a 5-minute high. 5 minutes, your record ain't hot no more. Now you got to come out another one. The thing about it though, new artists can't really think about that. I think they should. This is just me speaking opinion-wise. I think they should take the record, push the record, keep pushing it until it blow. Yeah. Don't matter. It's only owed to someone who heard it.
Exactly. You know, that's funny you said that. Fetty Wap, when he had the Trap Queen, he was promoting that record for a year before Pop. He was doing hole in the wall clubs in Jersey.
Let me tell you, and I was DJing in Jersey at that time.
Okay, so you probably seen it.
I was DJing in Jersey. That was early 2011, 10, 11.
People sleep on the Jersey scene.
Remember, that was early times JetBlue.
Yeah.
That was early JetBlue, bro. And for me, I was DJing strip clubs at that time. I was at Jersey Girls, Perfections, Squeeze on Tuesday. Wow. I was doing all those spots. Yeah. I seen Fetty come through there before Fetty was anything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I seen we had mad rappers come through there. Cash Out from Atlanta came through there. Wow,
that's crazy.
Like, this is before these guys blow, because you know strip club was that place where you could go and play a record. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I worked with a lot of people in Jersey.
I had records played in strip clubs. I remember we DJ Self and a couple other DJs was spinning my record in Club Lit. Lit ain't even open no more. I think they had changed the name, but it's crazy because when he dropped the record, it went off.
Yeah, bro.
It went off. You know what I'm
saying?
That's
the thing. Like the clubs could actually put your record in a different space.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't really the radio, because radio. Yeah. Radio's important. How people say it ain't, but radio's important. You know what I mean? It's still there. It gives you an opportunity to look so people can hear your record. But the club is a different, like listening to music in your house. If you ain't got a crazy sound system, you probably won't feel that record like how you will feel it in a club. I've heard certain records in a club or in a concert, and I was like, yo, I never thought that record sounded like that until you hear it in a loud setting on a proper sound system, bro. It's a different animal.
That's different animal. It's crazy because like the same thing. I've been in clubs and that was records I thought was trash, and it's like the whole club was rocking to it.
Yeah, it's a different vibe.
The whole club was right, and it's like, yo, what's the back to the producing part though? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think DJs make the best producers. You ever produce for anybody big, or like anybody known or whatever?
Not to that. Not big like that. Like. Like some local artists, like one dude, he's from Buffalo. Yeah, I forgot his name. He live out here. He in Charlotte.
Stay on that, because Buffalo was like that city now.
But this was probably like 2017. When I first moved out here. Yeah, and there's another dude from Brooklyn. I forgot his name. I'm back. My memory's back.
Yo, but I'm a face guy. I can't remember names. Yeah, nothing,
but not to that point. But I have beats and stuff that I've made. You know what I'm saying? I haven't taken producing beats and stuff like that, like how I take DJing. Yeah. Cause I don't really.
Cause DJing open doors though, man.
DJ is a different thing. Like making beats is like at home. I'm gonna do that at home. I mean, it's cool. Like I respect everybody who make beats, who who rap, sing.
Yeah.
All of that, because I went to school for audio engineering. So it's kind of like when you working in music, like you got a different respect for people who's creating art.
Yeah. It's a fact.
It's not easy.
Nah, it's not, man. And you know what's crazy? Technology's changed a lot too.
Yeah.
Like when I first started producing, everything was standalone. So the first piece of equipment I learned how to use is Triton.
Right.
Triton code trains is hard because the quantize is different. Then I was like, yo, one of my mans, he was a producer. He was from Long Island. He was living out here. He did stuff for Dragon. He had platinum plaques for producing for Film Mom and all that. So he put me onto the motif. After I learned the motif, then I learned FL Studio. It was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So my boy who put me on, my boy Carl, rest in peace, 40 Keys. So he used to DJ too, but he's the one who showed me like, yo, how to work a Triton. And I ain't even really learn it like that. We just made we made a few beats together, and I was like, "Oh, this is crazy! Like, I like
this."
Which
Triton you had? You had the touchscreen with the wheel, or the one before?
Yeah, the touchscreen with the wheel.
The quantize was hard, brother, and I still tell
the
people
big
this.
Joint, it was like,
I
think it was 77 keys on that joint.
The synth was amazing, though. On that,
but the sound sound amazing, bro. It was a different thing, and then from there, I just started messing with it more and more. But I didn't have a Triton though, because it was his. He used to bring it to my crib. He used to be in the basement, like messing with it.
Yeah.
But then the first software I started messing with was Reason.
Okay, yeah. You know what's funny about Reason? The crowds are split. So when it come to all the DAWs, the original DAWs was Reason and FL.
Right.
The people that knew how to use Reason couldn't use FL Studio, and the FL Studio guys could not use Reason.
It was a total different workflow. Like Reason is difficult. Like if you learn how to work Reason, you'll be dope. But I started with Reason, and then from there I started messing with. After Reason, I went to kind of Machine and Logic. Yeah. I started working with Logic because at that time I started going to school for audio engineering. So when I was in school for audio engineering, everything we was doing was based on Pro Tools. Yeah. But Pro Tools is DAW too. You can produce in Pro Tools also. But at that time, this is like 2011. Yeah. Pro Tools sounds wasn't as good. Nah. Like the quality of mixing in Pro Tools was amazing. But their sound banks and stuff like that to create couldn't mess with Logic. Couldn't. Right? So I'm not a keyboardist, right? I can't play keys and all that. Even though I took rudiments of theory in class and all that stuff, I don't know how to play keys. Yeah. I know the notes and all of that stuff, but I can't play. So for me, I was like, yo, Logic is more melodic. I can mess with Logic, and I know how to hit a drum pad. So I got Machine. So I was doing things together. But you know, I made some dope stuff, I think, for me that I like or whatever like that. But I like it, but my thing is more of DJing. Yeah. But I do still I think of beats that I could make in my head, and I'm just like, yo, this is in my head, but I'll probably go and do it one day. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't really have the time to actually sit and
producing is time consuming, man. What I used to do at a certain point when I was doing it heavy, I used to keep all my equipment set up, and I would dream melodies. Middle of the night, turn it on, boom, boom. This is the equipment error. Right. Save it on the memory card, go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Now production is more computer based, so you gotta do all that. It's a little more time consuming and stuff like that. But I feel like it's jumped like leap years. Like the sounds is incredible now. Like there's so many young kids,
cheating,
man.
Bro.
It kind of is cheating.
It's kind of cheating.
It kind of is, because a lot of these young kids now, if you put them on standalone equipment, say, hey, make me a melody, they can't do it. They can't, but they can move that mouse. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't knocking them, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't knocking it all, man.
I ain't knocking them, but at first when I used to be producing, I used to be like, yo, bro, how you use it? Like my man used to use FL. Yeah. And I used to be like, yo, bro, this is cheating. You're not really making the beat. You just dropping notes. You just dropping it on the one. You dropping it right there, and it don't sound good there. Let me move it right there. I'm like, yo, that's cheating, bro.
When I first downloaded FL Studio, because FL Studio was more like a dance beat production, so it wasn't even for hip hop. Nope. So a lot of those kicks didn't sound like that. So a lot of people before FL Studio understood and started incorporating more hip hop, people was cutting their own sounds, and it was like I was like, yo, this is fire. Like
at first, my boy he made a beat. Yeah. And I was like, yo, how the hell did you get your hi-hats to sound like that? I was like, yo, I used to be fighting with that on freaking Logic, bro. Like, yo, I can't get this, yo. The machine, I can't get this. Like, you got to play it? Like, how am I supposed to get triplets right there?
And the funny thing about it, I learned how to double my hi-hats on the motif by changing the because it was 120 bass for, what is it called? For like the not the tempo, but the quantize. So I learned if I cut the quantize and have the 60 or 80 and I overdub it, then I could split the hi-hats. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there was a lot of tricks that I learned as far as that goes and stuff like that. But you still was limited because you pushing buttons. Yeah, it wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying?
You FL and all that stuff. Now you could play stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You could put it in position.
Bro.
But
they got that. They got Splice. They got all these different like websites like Tracklib. You could just pull a sample. Put in, and I told the dude, he was like, he said the same thing. He was like, that's not right. You just pull a melody and put it. I said, well, when people was sampling with MPC, that's basically what they was doing,
it's the
right?
Same
thing. It's just digital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. So you can't really knock it when you. But the thing about it, people who sampling, that's a total different. It's the same concept. Yeah. But it's kind of like, yo, do you know what it is to listen to a record and be like, yo, I'm going to take this part.
It's a different art, man.
It's a different art. I'm going to take this part and I'm going to build it off of that and just continue and take another piece. I'm not knocking it. It's sampling, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I actually love it, though.
It's kind of the same thing as what they're doing now. You're taking a melody, I'm going to take it, I'm going to build around it. Yeah. And then, like, one kid when I was in engineering school, he was making beats. He was making, like, reggae beats and rhythms and stuff. And I was like, yo, how are you making this, bro? Like, this is sounding like some Steely and Clevey type, like real producers from Jamaica. Yeah. I'm like, yo, how are you making these rhythms? He was like, yo, Logic. And then he showed me. He was taking samples that Logic already had and building around it, building bass lines. And I was like, yo, that's fire, this was like 2011. That's fire. So he was ahead of the curve at that time. Yeah. Like really making beats. I was like, yo, this is crazy. But I thought it was cheating, but it was sounding fire. I'm like, nah, I can't even be mad.
Can't be mad at it, right?
You can't be mad, yo.
That's funny, man. I want to, before we wrap the show up, right? To any upcoming DJ or producer right now, right? What advice, if right now 2023, if they not one in North Carolina where everything is limited, right? They got limited resources. What's the best advice would you give them?
Producing, I don't know.
Go watch YouTube.
Producing, I don't know, because it's like it's hard because you got so many outlets. But I mean, like if you're gonna put your beats out, put it out. I don't know if YouTube is the right thing to do. I don't know because I'm not in that spectrum of producing and being like, yo, this is the right way to go. But DJing, bro, DJing, the most important thing right now for you to do as a DJ is visuals, bro. And I gotta work on my visuals. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm able to sustain because I've been doing it for so long. But if you're starting out, like visuals, like having a camera person or actually buying like a camera, like they got those cameras that follow you, like move, you put it up,
the drone and all that,
it catch all your stuff like that. Visuals is important, marketing is important, but the number one thing that's important, bro, is skill. Facts. Like being able to rock the crowd, no matter what kind of equipment you're using. Being able to rock the crowd and take your head out the damn laptop, bro. Yeah. Like look at the crowd, you know what I'm saying? That's Stop just DJing in it and not even knowing what's going on because those people out there is who you really need to entertain.
I appreciate that, brother. I hope that this interview touched, because I got a lot of younger listeners now. Yeah. I'll be checking the analytics, and I'm hoping that they could take something from that and really take that advice from an OG that's been doing it, that knows what he's doing. You're not just blurting stuff out off the top of your head. But I'm hoping that they could take that advice and apply it to themselves, because I want to see these young dudes win. I want to see them win, because people like me and you, when we was coming up, we didn't get that type of guidance from random older dudes. It was like, all right, well, I'll learn it. You go learn it. You know what I'm saying? I used to go to Barnes and Nobles and buy books on, like, once I learned how to rap, I figured out early rapping was 10%. It was like 90% business. Right. So I was buying, I knew for me to get my records on radio, for me to do everything right, I was buying books on how to promote, how to do things like that, like the music bit. Like my homeboy put me on an ASCAP years ago. I had both ASCAP cards and stuff like that. So
I'm registered with BMI.
You see, exactly. So a lot of these young kids not, man.
You ain't gonna get paid.
They're not gonna get paid. You know, they cutting so short. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the thing about it is, and practice, bro. Like I like practice. Like I've put in my 10,000 hours, and I still practice. Like I ain't even gonna lie. Sometimes I practice when I'm at the spot and it's early.
Yeah, and that's smart, bro. I was watching a thing, and Denzel said he still takes acting classes. This is Denzel Washington, right? You know what I'm saying? And he still takes acting classes. So I want y'all, whoever's listening, don't ever cut your craft short. Don't sell your craft short. Take it serious. G is the boy Product, Life of Produk Podcast. The homie DJ Bloc came through, man.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate
you for coming through.
I love what you're doing, man.
I love what you're doing. Listen, man, I'm pulling up the Bacardi Lounge too. I know I told you that
before.
I
ain't there no more, though.
Oh, you ain't there no more?
Nah,
all right, man. Wherever you at, my guy, I'm coming through, man. I'm saying? G is the boy Product, DJ Bloc. I'm out, baby. G.
All right, peace.
You are now listening to the Life of Produk Podcast.